Sometimes you remember something that never happened. Maybe not entirely, but some details in your favorite memory, a color, a word someone said, or even who was there, are quietly wrong. Yet you would swear on your life that it's true. It's not a flaw. That's just how memory works. Trust me, once you realize that, you'll never completely trust your own memories again. Look, here's the thing. You think of your memory like a camera. Something happens, the moment gets recorded, and it's stored away on a shelf in your head. Later, you pull the tape and play it back exactly as it was. That is not even close to what's happening. Your brain doesn't store memories like video files, it stores fragments. A scent here, a feeling there, a few scattered details. And every time you remember something, your brain does something astonishing and a little terrifying. It rebuilds the memory from scratch, filling in the gaps with guesses, assumptions, and whatever makes a good story. You're not replaying the past, you are reconstructing it every single time. Think of it less like opening a saved file and more like a witness describing a scene from memory to a sketch artist. Some parts are clear, most are hazy, and to finish the drawing, your brain confidently fills the blanks with what probably happened, what usually happens, what fits. It doesn't tell you which parts are real and which are educated guesses. It hands you the finished sketch and says, "This is exactly how it was." And here's the part that should unsettle you. Each time you rebuild it, you can change it. Then you save the edited version over the original. The memory you recall most often, your most precious one, is the one that's been rewritten the most. The psychologist Elizabeth Loftus spent her career proving exactly this, and her findings are honestly hard to believe. In one line of research, she showed people footage of a car accident. Then she asked about it using slightly different words. When she asked how fast the cars were going when they smashed into each other, people gave higher speeds and later remembered broken glass that was never there. When she used the word hit instead, the same footage produced calmer memories. A single word, after the fact, changed what people saw. Their memory wasn't a recording, it was clay, and her question reshaped it. Then she went further, much further. In a famous study, Loftus and her team tried to plant an entirely false memory in people's minds. A childhood event that never happened, being lost in a shopping mall as a kid. They had family members casually confirm the fake story. And a striking number of people didn't just accept it, they remembered it. They added details, the fear, the kind stranger who found them. A whole vivid event, rich and emotional, for something that never occurred. If your brain can build a detailed memory of a thing that never happened, then what exactly is protecting your real memories from the same process? Nothing. Nothing is. And don't comfort yourself with the idea that at least your most vivid, dramatic memories are safe. Those might be the worst of all. Psychologists have a name for the crystal clear memories we form during huge, shocking events. Flashbulb memories, where you were when you heard the terrible news. The moment feels burned into your mind. Permanent. Perfect. High definition. But researchers have tested this directly. After major disasters, they asked people to write down exactly what they remembered that day. Then they came back, years later, and asked again. And the memories had changed dramatically. People misremembered where they were, who told them, how they felt. Yet, here's the chilling part. Their confidence didn't drop at all. They were just as certain of the wrong version as the right one. So the vividness you feel, that sense of, I remember it perfectly, is not proof the memory is accurate, it's just a feeling. And feelings, as you're learning, are exactly what your brain uses to paint over the gaps. And this happens to you constantly in ordinary ways you'd never notice. Think about a story from your childhood you've told 100 times. Here's the uncomfortable truth. You are probably no longer remembering the event. You are remembering the last time you told the story, and the time before that. Each retelling smooths a rough edge, sharpens a punchline, drops a boring detail. The story gets better. And with every improvement, it drifts further from what actually happened. The memories you repeat the most are, in a strange way, the least reliable. You've handled them so often, the fingerprints are all your own. It gets stranger because your feelings today reach back and quietly edit your yesterdays. If you're in love with someone now, your brain will subtly rewrite your early memories of them to be warmer, more faded, more romantic. If you later come to hate them, the same memories get repainted in darker colors. You'll swear you always had a bad feeling. You didn't. Your present just walked into the past and moved the furniture. This is why two people can remember the same event, the same day, the same argument in completely different ways and both be totally sincere. Neither is lying. They've simply reconstructed the moment through everything they've felt since and arrived in two different places. You have almost certainly ended a friendship or held a grudge over a memory that was partly your own invention. And the tools you trust to fix this only make it worse. Photos, videos. You might think your camera roll protects the truth, but a photograph doesn't restore the memory. It replaces it. Study after study finds that once you've seen a picture of an event, you start remembering the picture, not the moment. The frame someone chose, the single instant that got captured, quietly overwrites the living, three-dimensional experience. Your childhood in your mind is slowly becoming a slideshow of the photos that happened to be taken. So where does this leave your happiest moments? Consider what your brain does to a treasured memory. The perfect holiday, the day you fell in love, that golden afternoon from years ago. You've returned to it again and again, and each visit, you've touched it up, brightened the light, softened the parts that were actually a little boring or stressful or awkward, edited out the argument in the car. The one you remember now is a highlight reel your mind has been quietly polishing for years. That perfect memory may be less a photograph and more a painting, one you've been retouching your whole life. And here is where it turns, because there are two ways to feel about all of this. One way is to feel robbed. If my memories aren't real, then what do I even have? If the past is just a story I keep rewriting, then maybe nothing I remember can be trusted, and that's a kind of loss. But there's another way to see it, probably the truer one. Your brain isn't malfunctioning when it edits your past. It's doing its job. Memory was never built to be an accurate archive. It was built to be useful, to help you survive, to make sense of your life, to keep you moving forward. And a mind that gently brightens the good and dulls the sharpest pain isn't broken. It's merciful. Think about what that means. The reason your happiest memories feel so golden is partly because you made them that way. That warmth is real, even if the details aren't. You are the artist of your own past, and you have been quietly choosing to paint it kinder than it was. That fake glow on your best memory. You painted it, and you're allowed to. The reconstructive nature of memory is also why you can heal. If memory were a fixed recording, every wound would stay exactly as sharp as the day it happened, forever. But because you rebuild the past each time, you can slowly, without even trying, sand down the worst of it. Time doesn't heal because it erases. It heals because every time you revisit the pain, you rebuild it a little softer. So, yes, your best memories are probably fake in the sense that they're not accurate. The details have drifted. The story has been polished. The feelings have leaked backward and recolored everything. But maybe accuracy was never the point. You were never a camera faithfully recording a life. You were always a storyteller, building and rebuilding a self out of fragments, choosing, without realizing it, which version of your past to carry forward. So the next time you return to a favorite memory and feel that warm ache of how good it was, don't ask whether every detail is true. It probably isn't. Ask instead why, out of everything that happened, this is the version you chose to keep. Because that choice, quiet and constant and entirely yours, might be the most honest thing about you.